Josh, it's funny because it looks like there's all these individuals. Here's an individual, and I'm going to be talking to other individuals and giving some pointers on how to help one transcend this negative mindset, how to awaken, so to speak, right? But really, it's God playing this whole show. He's playing through this form, the talker. He's playing through the individual forms who are listening. He's playing the whole thing. It's like he's the screenwriter. It's like a screenwriter that writes the movie. When we're watching it on film, it looks like these characters are making choices and they're going to another character and the character helps them. They get the information on how to accomplish the mission, right? The protagonist. He's the hero. He's trying to complete the mission. Then you got all the antagonists trying to stop him. In this case, in this video, it's our mind. Mind is playing the role of the antagonist. But it's like God wrote this whole thing. He's playing with his own self. And I'm not like trying to be cute in a non-dual way or something, or mystic and God's playing and everything's a play, he ha. Like, I'm not doing that. You can see I'm not doing that. But this is true, though. This is true, what I'm sharing right now. Yet the show must go on. The show must go on, and it's going to feel real. It's going to feel that it's beneficial, and that this is working, and that the individual self is growing, becoming more awake, transcending the lower self. Because it is real. Within the play dimension, it's real. So we shouldn't deny that, you see? That's the difference between like this video and maybe some other ones where they just want to deny everything and just say only the absolute's real. It's very imbalanced. And people that say that too long, life's going to catch you out. And then you're gonna show that you also think this stuff is pretty real. Because life's going to hit you with something, So, mind attacks. How do you, don't give up. See, you're not going to give up anyway. You can't give up. I've had such trying challenges and circumstances in my life. One could say, oh, wow, man, you did such a good job. You never gave up. You got some real mental horsepower and intestinal fortitude. I can't take credit for that. This is God playing. He's playing through this form. Struggling, persevering, not giving up. You see? At the same time, I had to hear other people tell me not to give up. That felt inspiring for this human character. It's part of the show. And so the dance goes on. We have to keep doing this. And it's fun. Enjoy. Something, an aspect of ourself, there's bugs out today. An aspect of ourself is in this play, going through the human evolution and transcending and growing and awakening. Happening in our formless self, which isn't doing anything. Both. Be aware of both. Don't deny either. Enjoy both. This is what we do. So don't give up. What does it mean, don't give up? The mind's job is to really make things look very, like a movie. I like 24. This was my favorite TV show of all time with Kiefer Sutherland. Now, those are some high-stake situations that Jack Bauer got himself into. And it just looks impossible that he's going to make it through that, I mean, those screenwriters are just... Jesus, the psychological warfare that they can do on an audience's brain is genius, They're the same writers that used to write La Femme Nikita. This is about 20 years ago. And that was the other show I really liked. And I remember they ended the season, and they always end with the bang, like, they make you like, no way, like, you can't do that. Like, don't do that. But they did it. And then all the people wrote in, the audience, it messed me up for 3 days. I had to talk to my friend about it. I was walking outside down the block. I was just low. I'm like, bro, I got to just tell you what happened, man. This show messed me up. Like, how could they do that? You know, I just wanted to know how they could do that. I was enjoying the whole emotional escapade that I was feeling from that. But all the people that watched the show wrote in, and they're like, you what did one person say? Haven't we had enough? That was around the September 11 bombings or something. They're like, don't you think we deserve better than that? Look at everything we've been through. And they forgot, like, this TV show though. Like, what do you mean, you know? Anyway, the writers had compassion. So they renewed the season for like a half season, like 12 episodes instead of 24 or something, and they made a better ending. You know, just saying. God is more a better screenwriter than them. So, and we're the characters, and the stuff looks hard sometimes. And the mind, it just, there'll be a hard situation, and then the self-talk will start. Like, I'm not going to get this ever, I'm not going to get this. And the emotions start. I feel so low and bad. I'm not going to do this. I'm watching the non-dual person, he just laughs 24 hours a day. That's what the mind will say. You know, what's wrong with me? I'm crying, 24 hours a day. Even though you're not. The mind exaggerates everything. And then when we're in a vulnerable space, we believe it. We think that what we feel now, we're going to feel forever, good or bad. The mind does this. And then we maybe try to call people to get some support. Nobody answers. We don't have any money. Don't know how you're going to pay rent. All this stuff's happening at the same time. We lose our iPhone. Oh, God forbid. Can't get my dopamine hits now on the internet. So everything just starts crashing. And then I'm saying don't give up. You can't anyway, and you're not going to anyway, but somehow God, within this show, creates these drastic situations and then creates a situation to help balance that. That's also part of the show. You'll find and attract either books or videos or people or situations that will help counter this negative situation that you find yourself in, or this state. Everything passes. It all passes. I can't remember the worst times in my life. I'd have to, and there's been more than a few, I'll tell you. I remember I was in jail when I was like 16 or something. And then on top of that, I'm going to court. I'm with the HRS because I wasn't a very good, I wasn't a son that behaved. I was driving my mom crazy. So she was going to send me they got the HRS involved, and I was going to go to some, juvenile camp after I got out of jail. And understand, I was dealing with a lot of health issues and just imbalances and super sensitive. And I was clean and sober. I wasn't getting high or anything. I'd already been going to meetings. And so I'm like, I was just in a really bad emotional state, I didn't have any drugs to medicate or do anything. I was just full raw. And I'm like, I don't want to get out of jail and then go to this place for 6 months. I mean, I just wasn't that type. It's like when I joined the military. I wasn't the military type. But we get ourselves in these weird situations, and we gotta deal with that karma. So that's an example of, like, I wanted to give up. But something inside couldn't give up. I just couldn't give up, and I attracted a situation. You can say sponsor, that's 12-step program language. He went to court on my behalf to try to help me. He knew a guy in charge of the whole juvenile system in Florida, and he had some statute, some code, to where the judge couldn't send me somewhere after I got out of jail because of some thing, He didn't get to use it because the judge didn't send me to jail anyway. And he ended up becoming a lawyer later. He was really good. Just saying. it was a very high stakes situation, man. And you know, God will help you no matter what your situation is. Something inside has to trust that, and something inside does trust that. For most people, some people they kill themselves because it's like all the hope is gone. So we're trying to prevent that, because you don't want to have to come back and repeat certain things that you escaped from, because you don't really escape absolutely. If the consciousness wants to learn something, it has to learn it. You have to go through it. And so this is a video of encouragement to persevere, and to don't take this present moment so serious about how you feel, what the set dressing outside looks like, how bad it may look or negative, and how you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just impossible. You just like, my whole life is going to be bad. It just seems so real. You can't shake it. And I'm telling you, don't believe it. Don't believe your mind or your feelings. They're going to pass. God can flip this whole switch. It's just a matter of a twist in consciousness, and all of a sudden you see things different. Your perception changes. That's what a spiritual awakening is. It's like a revolutionary change in your outlook in life and how you perceive things. You just see them different. And this different that I'm talking about, it's a higher, more expansive view of seeing things. You don't take it so personal. The whole problem is we take our life so personal because we think this body is who we are. So everything's personal. This is why we're attracted to spiritual videos and the spiritual path, because it teaches us or points to our universal nature. That's freedom. That's the awakening. When the personal self realizes its universal self, so to speak. I don't like to get too much into these words and stuff, because sometimes we lose the point. So the point here is you trust that existence is taking care of you. It brought you here, it's going to take care of you. Rumi said, "He who brought me here will take me home." This is just true. If that's all you can hang on to sometimes, just hang on to that. The feelings are coming strong, mind coming strong, everything's coming strong. Wait a minute. Something brought me here. It's taking care of me. You just stay with that. Mind keeps hitting you. It's like the ultimate MMA champion. It knows all your weak spots, keeps hitting you. This is going to pass. Can't hit me forever. Something's going on here. This is some training. It's making me stronger inside. I believe this. Even if I don't totally feel that right now, I know it's true. God help me. Pray during those times. Just renew my faith, God, and strength. And just hang on. And call somebody to help give you some support and encouragement to keep going. You know, God plays like that too. God will play the one who's in trouble, and then will play your support group to help. God's helping God. Wake up. This is all a show. But it's real. Don't dismiss it. I'm not saying that. When we put these virtual reality clothes on, it's real. Have a good day.